Wait, are those tears coming out of your eyes?
Just a little bit. It's a good first experience. We have Laura from Zen Tea Leaf in the building. What is matcha?
Matcha is one of the healthiest teas. It's like green tea, but it's in powder form. It has 164 times more antioxidants than regular green tea.
What exactly does that do for your body?
It boosts your energy, it boosts focus, it your body.
We're getting some live matcha being made right now. Tastes like... Hey guys, we realize a lot of you are coming to the page and enjoying the content, but we see a lot of you still aren't subscribed. And so if you could click that subscribe button, it'll help our channel grow and give you more episodes with a lot of amazing individuals. Welcome to another episode of Attractive Mindset. And today we have an actual treat for you because we have Laura from Zen Tea Leaf in the building, and she's going to tell you a little bit more about herself. But trust me, from the setup that I see going on, this is going to be an amazing episode. So Laura, welcome to the pod.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So introduce yourself to the people. That's your cam.
Hi, everyone. This is Laura Walker. I am the owner of Zen Tea Leaf. This is a matcha tea company. And I'm very, very excited to be here. And my intention is so that we can get to know each other as well as your audience. Mm-hmm. And that hopefully I can inspire someone, even if it's just one person, to just inspire them just in general. And if they can take one thing and, just do something with it or apply it in some way, I'll be more than happy.
Absolutely.
More than happy. Yes.
Okay. So Laura, the question of the day is, what is matcha?
Okay. So matcha is one of the healthiest teas that there are out there, in my opinion. Think of it like a salad, but on steroids. It has so many different antioxidants. So if you've had green tea before, it's like green tea, but it's in powder form. So there's a few things. Usually with green tea, it's like you boil the water, you steep the tea in boiled water, and then it steeps, and then you get like the remainings of it. With matcha, you're consuming the whole leaf. So the way that it's first of all, from harvest, in Japan, from harvest, they shade the leaves 3 weeks before they harvest. And what ends up happening is the leaves, they grow in size. They become more green, more phosphorescent because, they're, the plants, they need sunlight. And so it's kind of like an adaptive behavior from the plants where the antioxidants it produces way more antioxidants like polyphenols, catechins, etc. So this is what makes it healthier. And so it's in powder form. So it has 164 times more antioxidants than regular green tea.
So for like people, myself and others who may not know very complicated words like antioxidant, what exactly does that do for your body?
So antioxidants are really, really good at grabbing any free radicals from your body. It grabs them and it basically detoxifies it, sheds it out through sweat, through.
So it's almost like a purifier.
It detoxifies your body. And also it's been shown scientifically that antioxidants, it also detoxifies your body from any free radicals, which can cause cancer. And that's also one of the benefits for cancer. It prevents cancer.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. And so they originate in Japan.
So actually, it originated in China.
Okay.
The Japanese monks would go to China to learn from the Chinese monks. And so they would see that they would drink matcha.
Mm.
If you're looking for a healthy tea that boosts metabolism, promotes focus and energy, make sure to try Zen tea leaf. And so they brought matcha, they spent times there, meditating, all of that. And then they brought matcha back to Japan. And then that's where they perfected, their methods of harvesting with the shading. All of that was done in Japan. But actually, it came from China.
Okay.
So.
Got it. Okay. So
Yeah.
Originated in China, Japanese kind of took it over. And of course, America got it somehow, some way where we've inducted it into our culture. So what made you want to take the route of matcha to begin with?
Okay. So I was living in Japan at the time. This was about maybe 6 or 7 years ago.
Okay.
I was living in Japan, and there would be this farmer. He would bring me like a box with like local vegetables, fruits, different things like that from his farm every month. And so it would be vegetables. It would be, at the time I used to eat chicken and fish.
You vegan now?
I'm vegetarian.
Okay.
So I eat fish. I don't eat chicken anymore.
Got it.
So every month he would bring a box with like different vegetables, even local vegetables that I may have not tried before, etc. And one of the months he brought this little plastic bag with this like green, like beautiful phosphorescent powder. And then I saw it for the first time and I was like, what is that? He's like, oh, that's matcha. It's like, oh, I've never heard of matcha before. Like, what is that? It's like green tea, but in powder form. And I was like, wow. So then I tried it for the first time. I was expecting it to be bitter because, like all vegetables that are green, they're usually bitter. He showed me how to prepare it. It's very simple. And I tried it for the first time. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. And then I started looking up the benefits of matcha, and I was just completely hooked. From then on, I was drinking matcha every single morning.
Wow.
And I just fell in love with it. Like the benefits, like it boosts your energy, it boosts focus.
Does it have like caffeine?
It has caffeine.
Okay.
So a lot of my customers, they don't do well with coffee or they want a quick coffee. And so they use matcha as a coffee replacement. What I love about matcha is that it doesn't give you the jitters. It doesn't like give you like the boost of energy and then the crash. It's more of like a clean, steady energy.
That's major.
For that is going to last you all day.
That's major. Okay.
Because it has there's this it's an amino acid. It's called L-theanine, which gives you like a calm focus thing. It balances out the effects of the caffeine. So it's a perfect combination with the caffeine and the L-theanine that makes it so great. Got
it. Okay. And what does the actual plant look like?
The actual plant is like green tea. The actual plant is it's green tea. What's different is it's the way that it's prepared. They dry the leaves, and they take off the stems, and then they process it in a way that it's like powder, and it's highly soluble in water. So you don't really need to put it in a blender or anything like that. You could just easily solve it in water and like just drink it.
Got it. Okay. And so, hearing that side from you, I want to take it back a little further. How'd you end up in Japan?
Oh, you mean in Panama?
Or you said you were in Japan like 6 or 7 years ago.
No, I was in Panama.
Oh, okay. How'd you end up in Panama?
So I was living in Panama for about, like a year and a half. And I was just visiting there. And yeah, I was, at a point in my life where I wanted to like travel and like just get out of, my comfort zone and try new things. And so I ended up in Panama, and I was there for about a year. And yeah, I love the
Okay.
culture. I was at the time I've always really worked from home, so I could just pretty much work from anywhere. I had my laptop, I was working, and
What'd you
just
do when you worked?
so at the time I was doing affiliate marketing.
Got it.
Yeah, so I had an affiliate marketing business, and I was making money online. And so yes, I was in Panama, just working,
And so
having a good
how's the
time.
lifestyle out there? Like you said, the guy was bringing you organic, farm raised things and everything. So you ate healthier always. You always had that
Yes, but
kind of essence.
I've always had that.
Mm,
Like even if it's here or in Panama,
mm,
I've always been the type of person. I like to take really good care of my health.
mm,
I like to really I like to cook my own food.
mm,
I pay attention a lot to the ingredients in everything that I buy. I make sure that as much as I can, I get foods that are whole foods, organic, fruits, vegetables for the most part. Every now and then I'll have like, something that might not be, but, just at least at home
mm,
where it's like most of the time,
mm.
I would try to eat as healthy as I possibly can.
Okay. And
Yeah.
so with
And
this
so,
lifestyle of you being in this, I think you mentioned to me you do yoga.
yes,
And so
yes.
yoga was the catalyst for a lot of this healthiness, or how'd you start yoga? How'd you get into yoga?
My first yoga class that I took, it was when I was in college.
Mm,
They had like a gym with a studio, and they would have a yoga class once per week.
mm,
And I took that yoga class for the first time. And I was completely hooked. I was like, the way that I felt after the class is
mm,
like it's kind of, I would compare it to the same feeling that I get when I drink matcha. It's like this
mm,
feeling of like well-being and
mm.
like just like a feel good.
And so the first class, was it like, how deep yoga are we talking? Was it more of like a Zen bowl kind of, uh, listen to the frequencies? You had somebody talking you through it, or was it just do the actual exercises?
It wasn't like doing the actual exercises.
Mm,
It was more like
an experience.
the experience.
Got it.
The experience. I remember my teacher had a very soothing voice.
Mhm.
It just like walks you, and you get in kind of this like a flow. Like it's like because it's like a unity between movement and breath.
Mm,
And so it's kind of like a meditation
mhm.
in movement,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
No, I mean, yeah, that definitely makes sense. Yoga to me hurts. And so that lets me know I have to stretch more, in general. But in you doing yoga, how has that helped your life, especially being more healthy with matcha and everything?
I feel like it's helped me in every single way.
Mm,
Even if it's in ways that I can't even wrap my mind around it or imagine it. I
mhm,
mean, you're working on flexibility,
mhm,
you're working on balance, you're working on strength.
mhm,
If you think about just life in general, those are the things that are needed in order for you to um, go through life and succeed. And you need flexibility. You need
mhm,
to be flexible in different things. You need mental strength. You need balance. All of those things is that you need. And I feel like these are lessons that you learn on the mat while you're practicing. You learn to quiet your mind.
mhm,
When you're doing these exercises, you are living in the now. You're
mhm,
not thinking about the past. You're not thinking about the future. You're thinking about right now. What
mhm,
am I doing? I'm balancing in one leg right now. I am doing a plank right now. I am doing a sun salutation right now. Also, because you mentioned that yoga hurts, it's not supposed to hurt.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to hurt. You have to make the practice your own. You can't look at other people and say, oh, this person, it's just like in life. Oh, this other person's doing better. Oh, I feel like I'm not doing enough. No, just right now. Does it feel good to me? The stretch. Am I feeling the stretch? That's all that matters, that you're feeling the stretch. And so on and so forth.
Okay, no, that's super fair. And so developing the mindset to eat clean and get into things like yoga where they are that attachable to you, where the first time you do it, you're like, oh yeah, this is for me. Does your family come from that kind of background, doing yoga, eating healthy, matcha kind of vibe?
Not doing yoga, but for example, my mom loves to cook. She would always have like fruits and vegetables at the house. She would cook every single day. When my brother and I came home from school, we always had food on the table. We always sat down as a family together every night after school. So, and she always instilled really good values. And it all starts at home. It all starts on the table. And I'm so grateful for that. And I love her so much.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's fast forward a little bit, because creating a company out of something is a big deal, because you have to go all in with it. And so at what point were you like, I'm going to take this matcha thing serious and I'm going to make a company out of it?
Absolutely. So when I came back to the US, I was like, okay, I don't have matcha anymore, but I'm sure I can find some matcha back home. So then I started looking for matcha. And I started looking on Amazon, of course, because I always shop there. So I was looking for matcha, different matcha companies on Amazon. I was just like, okay, it can't be that much different. So I just got the first one that I saw that had good reviews. It was delivered to me. And I tasted it. First of all, the color wasn't, I was like, this is not matcha.
What color was it?
It was like a dark green, but you could tell it was like oxidated almost already. And then I taste it and it's like bitter. And I'm like, this is not matcha at all. And so I started looking for like okay, there has to be at least one company that has it right. I tried all of them. There was some that were a little bit better, but not like the one that I tried in Panama. And so I started to like do some research and see, and that's where I found out that the best matcha comes from Japan, because I started really like doing research and looking into, okay, like where does matcha come from? What kind of matcha was it that I tried, and why is all the other matchas so different? And so I learned about the different grades of matcha. There's the culinary grade, which is made more for if you want to like do cooking or baking or put it in smoothies. And then there's ceremonial grade matcha, which is the matcha that the monks use in their ceremonies in Japan and China. And so that's a more high quality matcha.
Got it.
And it has a more meticulous, tedious process when being harvested and things like that. Also, it's a very delicate plant. It's very delicate. Even like the storage has to be very specific type of storage, otherwise it will get oxidated. There's certain things like you can't use a regular spoon. It has to be a wooden spoon, because even that will make it. So it's very delicate, and it requires a lot of like knowledge to be able to.
It sounds intricate. Yeah,
to be able to get it right. Typically, a matcha pouch would last about anywhere from 6 months to a year before it starts to lose its color. It starts to become a little bit more
And
bitter.
so how big is a pouch?
The pouch is 4 ounces.
4 ounces,
Zenti
okay.
leaf is 4 ounces. So it's just like that one.
Okay.
Just a 4-ounce pouch. And that's going to last you anywhere from 30 to 60 days, depending on how often. For me, this would last maybe like a month, just because I drink it maybe twice a day. Some people will drink it maybe once a day, maybe once every 2 days.
And so when you drink it twice a day, and this would last a month, this right?
Mm-hmm.
So she's talking about this, and this is the ceremonial grade.
Yes.
And so what's the difference in you using the ceremonial grade versus you using the one that's actually made for food?
Excuse me. So the ceremonial grade, it tastes better. It has more antioxidants also. And just basically it tastes better.
Okay.
It's not bitter. The culinary grade, it's a little bit more bitter. But, you can put sugar on it and things to make it taste better, and combine it with other ingredients. Regardless, I always, even if I'm baking or making something with matcha, I still use the ceremonial grade because I just feel like
it's just the higher quality.
The ingredients. It's really what makes the food high quality. It's the ingredients, and so if you put high quality ingredients, it's gonna be better.
Got it. And so this is, how much do you actually take? While I'm actually reading it, sift 1 to 2 teaspoons of matcha into a bowl.
Yes. So a serving would be, a serving would be this right here. This would be a serving, like 1 scoop. I like to do 2 scoops because I really like matcha and I like that, that rich matcha flavor. But if you're just starting, just 1 of this on like a 4-ounce glass of like hot water, that would be fine. And
you don't have to add anything to it?
You don't really have to. I like to, so in the mornings, every morning, I like to make my matcha right before I meditate. And so I like to make this matcha latte.
Matcha latte.
And I make it with oat milk, honey, cinnamon, and vanilla.
That sounds amazing.
It's so good.
That sounds amazing.
So good. I literally wake up every morning just like looking forward to like just that moment of like making my matcha, drinking my matcha, meditating, and then starting my day.
Okay. And so what's this bowl?
And I make this for all my friends.
And what's this bowl?
So this is the matcha bowl. It's the same bowl that they use in the ceremonies.
Okay.
So Zenti Leaf has 2 different collections. The first one is the traditional collection, which has the set with the bowl, the whisk, and the wooden spoon, and then with the matcha.
Okay.
Then the other collection is the modern collection, which it comes with the matcha and then it comes with the whisk.
Okay.
This is more of an electric whisk, and I like to make it with my matcha lattes because it makes like the milk, it makes it froth, and so it's so delicious.
Got it. Okay. And what's this?
This is the matcha wooden whisk. This is what you would use to so if you want, I can maybe demonstrate how to do
absolutely.
it. Okay,
so the people on live can see it too. This is what'd you say this was again?
This is the matcha whisk.
The matcha whisk. Okay. Cool. Perfect.
Yes. So let's bring some water.
Absolutely. We're getting some live matcha being made right now.
Okay, hold on. So we're going to add the matcha first.
Yeah, I want you to make it how you make yours.
Yeah.
Cause that mix that you said, do you have like the oat milk and all that stuff?
I don't have it.
That one sounded amazing.
Oh my gosh.
It's all good. It's all good.
this is your first time trying it, look how beautiful this is.
That's a nice color.
I'm going to do just one for you.
Okay.
Since this is your first time.
Perfect. And that's Uji matcha.
Yes.
What's the Uji mean?
It comes from Uji, Japan, which is the best region to grow matcha because of the soil, because of just years and years of perfecting the matcha harvest. And then you add up just a little bit of water, hot water, not too hot, because again, this is a very delicate tea. You don't want to burn the tea. And then you whisk it in M form, just like this.
I feel ceremonial already.
Yeah. And so it has this like froth, if you can see it.
Yeah, that's nice.
And then you're going to add the rest of the water.
And so you have to put the teaspoon first, then you put a little bit of water, then you whisk it, and then you put the rest of the water. Okay.
Okay. There you go.
Nice. Oh, this is for me. Okay.
Yes, this is for you.
Perfect. Thank you. There we go. Okay. So we just take a sip? Okay. It tastes, I don't know what I taste. I'm not exactly sure what I taste. I taste like it's not bitter. I don't know. It just tastes like neutral. That's how it should taste?
Yeah, it
Okay,
should
so
be
that's
like
good.
a neutral. There's this it's like a, you know how they have like the salty, sweet, bitter, sour. So there's like another taste. It's called umami.
Umami.
It's like an umami flavor.
Okay. I
Which
bet the
is
Miami
kind of
people like that.
Umami?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, it's like Latino umami, you know what I'm saying?
No, it's not umami. It's a umami. That's what it's called. An umami flavor.
Okay.
Which is kind of like sweet and salty, but also like something else. Yeah.
Okay. And so I also see you have those. And so what are those?
These are matcha energy bites.
Matcha energy bites.
And I made them with pistachios, cashews, dried cranberries, matcha, a little bit of honey, and almond powder. Just a little bit of almond powder.
And how long does it take to make something like that?
This quick. Literally just add up all the ingredients. I literally made it yesterday, and I'm actually going to post it because I did a video of like me making it. I'm going to post it on Instagram and everywhere else. It was very quick to make. Okay. And you can eat this like in the morning for breakfast if you want, or like.
Can I have one now?
If you want like a healthy dessert. Yeah, absolutely. You have some.
So I'm going to take this one. So I smell everything before I eat or drink it. I can definitely smell I can smell the pistachio. I can smell the cashews. Maybe a little cranberry. Okay.
Good, right?
That's good. This is good. Wow, this
And
is really
it's
good.
very healthy.
And then that the cranberry gives it like a nice kick. I like that.
Yeah.
You made this recipe yourself?
Yeah.
Mm.
It's good.
Mm-hmm. This is nice. No, I'm sure.
I'm glad you like it.
Mm-hmm. So.
Wait, are those tears coming out of your eyes?
Mm-hmm. Just a little bit. You know, it's good. It's a good first experience. So, when you couldn't find the brands that you wanted 100% online, you know, what was your process catalyst? You know, what was your catalyst into being like, hey, I'm going to make my own brands and really start to develop this?
Yeah. So I was looking and I was doing a lot of research to see where it came from. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a company out of this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want everybody to experience what I experienced when I first tried matcha.
Mm-hmm.
And I want, because it has so many health benefits and it's so delicious, I want everybody to have this experience. And so I started looking for different matcha suppliers, across the country. And I found one matcha supplier. They are out of California. And, I was in contact with them. They sent me a sample. They sent me different samples because they have different grades, different
How
things.
long ago was this?
This was back in 2021.
Okay.
2021.
So it's been about like 4 years?
More or less.
Okay.
More or less. It's when I started the process. I tried the different matcha. I was like, okay, this is exactly like the one that I had before. And I was so excited. And so I started the processing of creating the brand. And so with the designer for the pouch, I wrote out it was like a whole this big of descriptions of how I wanted the logo to look, how I wanted the brand to look.
Did you have the logo ideas first or did you have the name first? Did you already know what you're going to name it?
I had the name.
Okay.
I had the name already.
How'd you come up with the name?
Zen, because Zen is like Zen. It's like the calming feeling that you get from drinking it. So Zen tea and then leaf. I guess it's like a nice.
It fits.
It has a nice ring to it.
Yeah, no, it does. It sounds like I wouldn't even second guess it to be like a brand. It just sounds. It rolls off the tongue. Zen tea leaf.
Yes, and then I was thinking, it's. I would have liked for the name to include matcha, but that's fine. It's a tea, and if in the future I wanted to expand to other teas, because I love other teas as well.
What are some of the other teas you like?
So usually matcha is something that I drink in the mornings. At night when I'm about to go to sleep, I like to use chamomile tea, which is really good for sleep. Linden tea is also really good for sleep. For during the day, I like flower teas like rose tea, butterfly pea tea, lavender tea. I have a lot of different teas.
No, those sound
great. Mullein
great.
tea is really good for
Is that like the mullein leaf?
Yes. That's good too. The lotus leaf is also really good for nighttime.
I've never even heard that one.
Yeah, it's like a blue flower.
Really well, I know the flower, but I know they had a tea for it.
Yeah, it's a tea. It's really good for sleep. It's really good for Um, they say it's really good for enlightenment. I didn't really
Mm.
have that experience, but
Mhm.
um,
So a question that I have, being, the brand name Zen Tea Leaf and doing yoga and being more health conscious, have you ever traveled into the realms of like astral projection and stuff like that?
I've heard about it,
Mhm.
but I've never really gotten too deep into it. Like I've
Okay.
heard about it. I know some people do it.
Mhm.
Um, but I've never done it. I never really, I don't know. I guess it's kind of like a
It's definitely
scary
different.
thing to me.
Really?
I
Scary?
don't know.
Scary? I've astral projected twice or
Really?
3 times. Yeah. And so the first 2 times I couldn't leave my house, but the second time I actually made it outside.
Wait.
Mhm.
There's this movie on
Netflix?
Netflix.
Yeah, TV show. I know exactly
Yes, a
which one you're
TV
talking about.
show.
It scares
Behind Her
everybody.
Eyes.
Yes, it scares
Is it
everybody.
real?
It's real, but not like that. They're doing it to, so I'm kind of a conspiracy kind of guy. So I feel like they do shows and things like that that have some truth to it to redirect you from what's actually possible or what's actually true. And so, of course, I studied psychology and going down the way of how we think about certain things with your brain, or prefrontal cortex thinking versus medulla thinking, and really breaking the parts of your brain up. When you learn to take more control of your brain, you'll find out that there's a lot more. I don't even know how to explain it. There's a lot more that exists in our world that we subconsciously bypass. And plenty of people have said these things. You have Carl Jung, who the first psychoanalytical therapist who created like the archetypes and all that type of stuff, but really thinking and people understand things better with symbolism. And so really being able to get into parts of your brains that aren't most actively used. And why I say actively is because they're all used, but it's the level of percentage that is being used. And so when you astral project, there's a level of your brain that's being used more. And how you think about it or how you go about it is not too much different from meditation, but there's a set of frequencies that are the most common ones if you can't do it by yourself. The originator is nature. And so going into like a jungle somewhere, we went to DR last year, and I did it there for a little bit where we're just sitting in nothing, in just darkness. And I was with my lady, and it was her first time going into the process. And so we put on the gateway tapes for her to play certain frequencies that go inside each ear, but you can't do it through like a regular phone or headphones because the EMF technology and it blocks out those level of frequencies that help you to get into a different state of your mind. And so we had the old school Panasonic headphones, which allow all the frequencies to come through. And so I told her it's a pitch black room, no TVs in the house, no anything. And I said, hold up a certain number with your hands and give me like 5 minutes and I'll tell you how many fingers you're holding up. And I did. And she freaked out. And she was like, how could you possibly see that? Oh my God, I don't know, but it was more so to calm her. And so I said all of that to say things like behind her eyes do exist, but to even get into your astral state, you're not thinking negatively or else you won't get there. And so that TV show portrays a negative thought process and then they get there. And it doesn't really happen that way. So you don't see bad things. Do you see things? Yes. Now, what those things are, still up for debate.
Is it like a part of you just like it's able to travel?
It's you.
And like see things just like the movie, or?
Not like the movie because you're not like walking or anything like that, but you don't feel like you're flying either. You're just you just exist, and where you think you end up almost. And so it's like, when you use that inner voice in your head where if I'm quiet, but I'm talking to you at the same time, like that's your soul speaking, it's that leaves. And so you're controlling it. And so if I were to think like right now, my thought process, I just said something, but I heard myself say it. And so if you hear yourself say something in your head right now, that's what leaves your body. Some people say it's your soul. Some people say it's your subconscious. Some people say it's whatever. But literally the same way I can talk to you and not say anything and still hear it in my head, that's what leaves. And so the easiest way for somebody to get out of it, or one of the easiest ways to me, is you're laying flat and you pull yourself up with a rope. And so imagine like there's a rope hanging above you and you literally just pull yourself up. And so it's imagery that you're kind of creating, and you pull yourself up and that pulls you out of your body, and you start to get into this other kind of state, and you realize that you're not you entirely anymore, and you can see yourself. And for me, it was hard to leave my house at that point, but because again, it's not like walking, or it's not like flying either. It's not like we're just going through walls and stuff, but you have to think about where you're going or what you want to do. But there's been stories of people, that meet other beings and other stuff out there as well. And these beings aren't necessarily negative or anything like that, but they aren't necessarily positive either. They're just beings. And so it depends.
Interesting. But it sounds like you have to be vibrating at a specific
I do believe that.
frequency for you to even be able to get there.
Yeah, I do believe that you have to be very in tune with yourself. For me, I often, maybe about once a month, I haven't in a while at least, which is a shame for me, but you have to be good with isolating yourself from the world. And that means like no boyfriend, no girlfriend, no, brother, sister, mom, no phone contact, no outside contact, like literally just disconnecting from the world and spending time with yourself, because you become a different version of yourself when you do that. And you'll be surprised. You process a lot of emotions that you can't normally process because you're surrounded by so many different energies and so many different things that we hold things in, or we think a certain type of way. But an actual 24-hour detox, and it's harsh sometimes.
Yeah, I was going to ask how long.
Yeah, 24-hour detox is harsh sometimes. And if you can do it longer, it's even better. My last one was last July when we went out to DR. Literally from the time we got off the plane and we left, the Airbnb that we got was a nice kind of mansion Airbnb, but we made sure it was an Airbnb in the middle of the jungle. So the nearest property to us was like a mile and a half, 2 miles away. There was no TVs in there. There was no anything in there. It was just the house and a pool. And I went ghost for like 3 days, and the only people that I had interaction with for food was just the town people. We would go to the town, and most of them didn't even have phones and everything like that.
What was a typical day like? Did you meditate a lot?
Yes and no. And so it's just you staying with yourself. And that's an old cause that doesn't really happen that much. People don't spend too much time with themselves. And so if you do it with your partner, especially, you figure out different things about your partner that you wouldn't figure out in a regular scenario. You talk through different things, different topics come up, but different ideas come up as well. And so when I came back from that, I actually ended up making like 30 or 40 grand more in doing something that I wanted to do, because it breeds a different mentality from you. Like you start to dig deeper and you really choose to change. And so there's a class that I give where I ask people, how do you incite purposeful change? Because most people don't change unless it's an extreme situation that's a negative. And so they get a DUI, they drink too much, and they have a bad day and they're like, oh, I don't want to drink anymore. Or they fail a class or they get kicked out their house, all of those changes that really change somebody's life are tied to a negative. But now when you go within yourself, do the actual shadow work against yourself, you start to incite change that you cause. And it's not negative, it's positive now, which enacts a few different things within active parts of your brain that you don't get to use too much until that change happens. So
that's interesting.
I feel like you would like it. I feel like you would like it.
That.
It's not a scary experience, but with everything that you have here and even more on a ceremonial level, like I feel like you would be able to enhance yourself, because that's exactly what it does. Like, you can ask yourself different questions, or you can see yourself in a different perspective. And it's weird because you don't have to ask yourself physically, but you're thinking about it. Everything that you do in that plane, you're thinking about, and your thoughts connect back to your body. And so when you get back, you're like, whoa, I know things. And you don't really know how you know things. Absolutely. You just know things.
Absolutely. We're all creators.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
So now that you've created the brand, now that you have Zen Tea Leaf, what's your next step towards advertising? How do you get this out to the people?
So the main way to get this out to the people would be, so I do a lot of different in-person events where I connect with the community, collaborate with a lot of my friends, and just being out in the community, having people try the matcha, doing different activities, different things that align with the brand is my main focus right now. I also do a lot of different recipes and education about matcha on social media. And I also regularly stay in contact with my email list, with my customers and people that sign up to the newsletter. Let's see.
And so other bags like this, because this is a very, like, when it comes to a branding perspective, this is a very nice bag.
Thank you.
Like this would, I know a little bit more now, but even if I didn't know, I would probably want to buy it.
Thank you.
And so how'd you come up with this design?
So, yes. So let me continue. So I literally wrote I think it was like 3 or 4 different paragraphs of what I wanted first of all, the logo to look like, what I wanted it to represent, how I wanted it to feel when you look at it. I wish I still had it. It was so long ago, but I was very specific in what I wanted. And so the designer, it was about, I think it was like 10 different designers that, they tried it. And then basically it's like 10 or 15 different designers that compete for the work. And whichever design is the design that matches what I want is the design that gets paid and the design that actually comes out. And so that's how it was like 15 different designers that kind of did. And then I did like different examples of what I wanted the label to look like. And I wanted, for you to look at it and automatically see, like, from looking at the front and looking at the back, okay, what is this? How do you use it? What are the benefits? Why should I buy this? And so, yeah, this is what I came up with.
So do you have like a business background?
So actually, when I went to college for finance. So I got my bachelor's in business administration. Okay,
this makes sense.
Yes.
Because this is very, like, I don't think you guys understand how well out this packaging is. Like, we have what it does for you on the front. We have the labels on the front. We have the net weight. We have the brand logo, the name. On the back, it gives you some description. It gives you the region it comes from with a little map. It gives you preparation notes like of packaging that you see nowadays. The attention to detail is not like this, I promise you. And then, being able to articulate what you actually do with it and then put it into a package that is almost self-explanatory. Even if I didn't know about what this was, I can read and I can look. And it's attractive. Like I instantly knew. I'm like, okay, cool. You have to have some type of essence to it. No, I definitely applaud you for that. This looks amazing.
Thank you so much. I'm happy about that.
Absolutely. So how many other packages like these do you have?
This is the only package that I have.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now I'm working on a smaller package as like a sample that I would give out. So I'm currently another way that I'm marketing the brand is I would give out packages at like very high discounts to influencers, micro influencers. They will try it out. They will, do different recipes with it and hopefully post it.
And so how much is like a 4 ounce like this?
This is $49.95.
Okay.
But if you subscribe to it every month or every 2 months or every 3 months, it's $39.95. So you get a $10 discount when you subscribe every month.
That's dope. And this will last for a month.
Yes.
And that's what you doing 2 scoops.
How long you use this. Yes. Yeah. It depends on how some people drink it as much as 3 times per day. So if you drink it 2 times per day, this will last you a month.
Got it. Okay. And is there as such thing as like matcha overload?
Well, yeah, everything in excess is not good. The only thing is it has a lot of caffeine. So if you drink the whole pack, you're going to be bouncing off the walls because it has the caffeine. But again, it still has the L-theanine in it, which is going to counterbalance the effects of caffeine. But everything in excess is not good. You should not drink the whole thing.
No, absolutely. Okay. And do you provide like the whisk and all that kind of stuff with it too?
So everything is sold separately. The matcha is sold separately. The whole set it comes in one set. So you're getting everything with the set. And then I have the electric whisk, which it comes separately as well.
That says Zen tea leaf too?
Yes. And the bowl has Zen tea leaf at the bottom.
On point. Wow. No, this is good. This literally, I haven't seen somebody come on this show yet. And how many episodes are we on, Dan? 14. No. General. We're over 150 something episodes.
Oh wow.
And you have the best branding that I have ever seen.
Yes.
In actual packaging for certain things. And we've had a lot of 7-figure earners on here, that people that are doing crazy amounts and numbers. And this is amazing.
Thank you.
This is amazing. The presentation, the taste of the stuff, like, wow. And so you came up with the design for these two?
For the design for
like the whisk, the bowl.
No. This is like the traditional. This is like the traditional set that the Japanese use for their ceremonies. It's not something that I invented.
Gotcha. You just provide it with that.
Exactly, because it adds to the experience.
Got it.
It adds to the experience, and some people want to have like the whole experience. They want to wake up in the morning, put their matcha on the bowl on the bowl, put the water, whisk it, put the water, and just it's like the whole experience.
Got it. And do you teach yoga too now?
No, I don't teach yoga. I just practice.
You just practice
it.
Okay.
I just practice.
Would you ever teach yoga?
No,
I
don't think so.
That's fair.
So. It's because it's something that I love so much.
You don't want.
I feel like if I turn it into a job. It will kind of lose like it's.
No, I get it 100%.
It's one of those things.
Okay. And so what other, for 2025, what's your goal? What other packages like these do you see yourself making, or are you making any for 2025?
Yeah, so I was actually looking into others because, I was thinking, from here to 5 years, from here to 10 years,
Mm.
this might not just be matcha. This could be um, other tea powders as well. I
Mm-hmm.
was looking into other types of matchas.
Mm.
For example, hibiscus matcha or blueberry matcha, butterfly pea matcha. I think they had chamomile matcha as well, vanilla matcha. So it's just so many.
Yeah,
There's
just the
like,
branch offs.
yeah, it's like at least 30 different other ones that I can start like expanding. So
Mm.
I feel like that could definitely be in the future. So instead of it being green, it could be
Mm.
like the colors of different ones, and
Mm.
then it'll have
So
like
like cream
each
or
benefit.
lavender.
Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly.
No, that's dope. And I would tell you, right now off rip, that matcha latte that you mentioned, just from me drinking that and you mentioning that, I wouldn't even have to taste that one yet. I would buy it.
Okay.
You have to make that one into something because I would buy it. Literally, I would
Okay.
buy it. Whether you make the actual drink itself and then, it has a shelf life or whatever, because I'm sure it would,
Hmm.
but
You're talking about like, in packaging?
in, I guess, yeah, packaging. And so whether it's in like a glass bottle or a box or whatever you decide to package it in, but just the drink itself, like, hey, matcha latte,
Like a
Zenti leaf
bottled
matcha
matcha
latte,
latte?
that I would buy it. Just hearing what that sounds like and then knowing what's in it, you saying the cinnamon and all that stuff, because I get something similar from Starbucks because
Hmm.
I've never drank coffee, but I've drank their chai tea.
The chai tea.
Yeah, I've drank the
Yes.
chai tea and it instantly took my mind there. And so I can only imagine, like, out of all the people that drink, Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts or whatever, you saying like, hey, we got a matcha latte where we do, oat milk and this and this and this. I'd buy it. I'd go on subscription for that.
For like a ready-made matcha latte?
100%.
That's
100%.
interesting.
Easily I would, because it's like, okay, cool, I have benefits with it that are healthier,
Hmm.
but then it also gives people that kind of modern taste,
And it's already done for you.
and it's already done. The
Yeah.
biggest thing in my life right now are things that are already done. I'm paying for convenience, and so
Hmm.
giving people things that are paid for convenience. Do you sell these in already made form or just the powder?
Just the powder.
Mhm.
So, like I said before, during the interview, I'm very particular about different packagings and different ingredients and
Mhm.
things like that. And what you're saying, it's a great idea.
Mhm.
It's just a matter of figuring out how to do it in a way that is organic,
Yeah.
that doesn't have too many chemicals, because a lot of these beverages that you see that are bottled
Mhm.
and it's on the shelf, and it's on the shelf for 3, 4, 5 months, and you
Mhm.
wonder, how is this still good, and it's
Yeah.
been on the shelf for almost a year. It's all the chemicals that are having to be put on there for it to be able to
100%.
be on the shelf.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a little bit challenging,
Mhm.
but I can definitely try. um yeah, I can try.
No, that's amazing. And it's the way I think about it from my kind of standpoint is it wouldn't even necessarily have to be a standalone product, but this is something that you can go to organic shops with and be like, hey, put the Zen tea leaf matcha latte on the menu,
Yes.
and have different locations that serve it there, and people can find it there for their city or their whatever, if it makes sense to you.
Yeah, yeah, I was actually working on that as well. Every different matcha coffee shop that I go to,
Hmm.
I always try their matcha
Hmm.
and see if their matcha is good. And I've spoken to different matcha shops, given them samples
Hmm.
to see if if they're willing to collaborate and things like that. So I've actually been working on that.
No,
Yeah, yeah.
this is definitely amazing. And this box, so this all comes in this box.
No, the box, it comes the set,
Hmm,
just the matcha tea set.
got you.
Sometimes they'll order the tea set with the matcha, and so
Mhm.
I'll put it all in a box.
And so this comes in the box.
No, that's just
Oh, this is
the
just decor.
decor. Yeah.
Okay, I want to say this is nice. Like this,
Yeah.
this is all nice. I could actually see it being part of the brand. This is nice.
Hmm.
Okay.
I'll see if I can find the way to source it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, convenience. Listen, you giving
Hmm.
me the spoon, the whisk, the cup, the bag, everything. No, this is
The whole
definitely nice.
lifestyle.
Yeah, and so what's the shelf life of these?
I would say about a week or two.
Okay.
A week or two. I just made it yesterday,
Mhm.
so it's gonna be good till like maybe Friday or Saturday
Got it.
of next
Okay.
week.
No, that's dope. That's dope. No, this was informational. Being able to learn about matcha in this kind of way. I've literally never dealt with matcha before this ever in my life. Um, you know, Seeing the difference between green tea and this. I've had green tea a few times, but I don't remember any like crazy health benefits of green tea besides like caffeine,
Mm.
I
There
guess.
are great benefits of green tea. It's just with matcha, it's like 100 times more because
Mm,
it's the whole
hmm.
leaf.
No, absolutely.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay. No, this is good. This is good. This is one of the episodes where we've had people where we shoot a first episode with them, and then we usually wait like a year, maybe a year and a half, and they've come back. And there's been substantial changes that has happened in their business. We had one girl, her name is Bree, and she was just she worked on websites. That's just what she did. And then she left South Florida. She went to Texas, and this is all within a year. She went to Texas. She ended up buying like 6 houses, started an app, became an app developer, sold one app, made another app. Now that app is getting kind of big, and she like changed her whole thing. She had short hair at the time when
I
she came on the first
love
interview. Now she has like
it.
long braids, and she's the big entrepreneur, and
Yes.
it's amazing. We've had a fashion designer come on here and him come back with like New York Fashion Week done with Forbes and all other stuff come back. And so, this is like a growth point for a lot of people. And that's what the name of the podcast is, attractive mindset. So what you put out there is what you get back. This is an amazing brand. Is there anything else people should know about matcha or your brand that you want them to know?
Yes. So again, this is like one of the healthiest teas that there are out there. It has so many different benefits. It's like a salad on steroids. It has so many different antioxidants. It's going to prevent any chronic disease
Mhm.
like heart disease, diabetes, cholesterol. It lowers your cholesterol as well. It prevents cancer. It's really good for mental focus. It increases your focus. It's high in fiber, so it's really good for your microbiome as well.
Mhm.
And yes, I would just love for everybody to have this experience of trying matcha the first time, just like I did, and being like, wow, I never knew that there would be um, something like this that has so many benefits and it tastes good and it feels good.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so for one lucky viewer, actually, this is live on Instagram, right? If somebody sends a DM right now, we're gonna buy a package set for you and send it to
Yes.
you. And we want you to try this matcha experience and just send a
Yes.
DM to Attractive Mindset Podcast or my personal page, Real Money Bag Rich, and put the words matcha. And the first person to do that, we'll get with Laura and we'll make sure that we get you right and send you your set. And for those
Yes.
watching this on YouTube, when this episode comes out, we'll do another one. So you know how we do it already. We pop a word up on the screen somewhere during the interview. And if you find it, send us a DM and we'll make sure that you get a set as well. So
Also, I would like to extend a generous discount to all of your viewers.
oh wow.
If you go to the website and use the code RICH, you'll get a 20% off for matcha.
There you have it. Listen, 20% off for matcha going on the website if you're watching this episode. So make sure you take advantage of that because this is amazing. Not out the branding, the packaging, the taste, the everything. Amazing. I'm going to dog these energy bites right as soon as we get off camera. So, you know what I'm saying? Make sure that y'all get right. And you sell these too?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do, like on the events and stuff. Usually I like to just give it out for free, have people try it.
Yeah,
and then if they want to buy the matcha, they can. But it needs to be sold. So, yeah, I know. I get that a lot from people like, why are you not selling this? I'm like, I don't know. I want people to try it.
Fair. Okay. Yeah. So listen, this is another episode of Attractive Mindset. And so if people wanted to visit your website or tap in with you, learn more about matcha, where could they do all of that at?
They can find Zentileaf at www.zentileaf.com. And they can find me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, pretty much anywhere. And it's at Zentileaf.
Perfect.
All over social media.
Perfect. Absolutely. Well, there you have it. Listen, we have some giveaways going. We have some knowledge going. And we have everything here that you need to get your matcha journey started. So this is another episode of Attractive Mindset. I'm your host, Real Money Bag Rich. And as we always say, we look good, we live good. Life is good. Talk to us, we talk back, and we are out.